Have you ever wondered why some people seem to defy the very passage of time? You meet them in their 60s, yet they radiate the youthful energy and vitality of someone decades younger. Their skin glows, their step is springy, their mind sharp as ever. They laugh easily, move gracefully, and live life with a zest that seems almost unfair. Meanwhile, others, sometimes only in their 40s, feel weary and worn. Their joints ache, their minds feel foggy, and their energy is a mere memory. What's the secret? What makes the difference between aging gracefully and aging prematurely? For centuries, we chalked it up to good genes, a lucky roll of the biological dice. But modern science reveals that the story is much more complex and much more hopeful. At the heart of this new understanding lies a tiny, crucial part of our cells, the telomere. These microscopic structures, invisible to the naked eye, may well hold the key to why some people age slower than others. And, perhaps most exciting of all, the way you live your life can shape the fate of your telomeres and your longevity. So what are telomeres, and why do they matter so much? Imagine your DNA as a long, delicate shoelace, carrying all the instructions that make you, you. At the ends of each shoelace are little plastic tips, aglets, that prevent the lace from fraying. That's exactly what telomeres do for your chromosomes. They are the protective caps at the ends of our DNA, shielding our genetic material from damage as our cells divide and renew themselves. But here's the catch. Each time a cell divides, the telomeres get a little shorter. Over the years, as these caps wear down, they lose their protective power. Once telomeres become too short, the cell can no longer divide. It either becomes old and dysfunctional, what scientists call senescent, or simply dies. This gradual shortening of telomeres is one of the central processes of aging. In essence, our telomeres are like a biological clock, ticking down the years of our cellular youth. Here's the amazing part. While our genes set the starting length of our telomeres, our lifestyle, the way we live, eat, move, sleep, and even think, can influence how quickly we burn through our telomere reserve. In other words, you have more control over your aging process than you ever imagined. This groundbreaking insight comes from the pioneering work of two remarkable scientists. Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, a Nobel laureate in physiology or medicine, made the fundamental discovery of telomerase, an enzyme that can rebuild and lengthen telomeres, effectively turning back the cellular aging clock. Her collaborator, Dr. Elisa Epel, a health psychologist, explored how stress and daily habits shape the pace of our aging. Together, they co-authored The Telomere Effect, a powerful guide that translates decades of research into actionable steps for living a longer, healthier life. But what exactly is shortening your telomeres, and what can you do to protect them? Let's start with the culprits. Chronic stress is perhaps the most insidious. When we experience stress that never lets up, whether from caregiving, work, financial worries, or emotional pain, it triggers a cascade of stress hormones that accelerate telomere loss. Studies of caregivers, especially those tending to loved ones with chronic illnesses like Alzheimer's, show dramatically shorter telomeres compared to matched controls. Lack of sleep is another major player. Consistently getting less than 5 hours of restful sleep per night has been linked to shorter telomeres. Why? Because sleep is when your body repairs itself, fixing DNA damage and rebuilding telomeres. Without enough restorative sleep, your cells age faster and your risk of disease rises. Diet matters too. Diets high in sugar, processed foods, refined carbs, and packaged snacks, what some call the Western diet, not only harm your heart and waistline, but also take a toll on your telomeres. The more you fill up on sugary drinks, processed meats, and junk food, the faster your cellular clock ticks. A sedentary lifestyle is yet another threat. Our bodies were made to move, and regular, moderate exercise is one of the most powerful ways to protect telomeres. But there's a Goldilocks zone. Too little movement accelerates aging, but too much, especially extreme endurance training without proper recovery, can backfire, leading to inflammation and oxidative stress that actually damage your cells. Even your thoughts can shape your telomere destiny. Negative thought patterns, chronic pessimism, and a lack of emotional support create a biological environment that shortens telomeres. On the other hand, emotional warmth and optimism are deeply healing, not just for your mind, but for your very cells. So how do you turn the tide? How can you protect and even lengthen your telomeres? Start with stress, but don't make it your enemy. Some stress, called eustress, can motivate us to grow and thrive. It's the chronic, unrelenting stress that does harm. The game changer is how you respond to stress. Mindfulness practices, from meditation to deep breathing, journaling to nature walks, can calm your nervous system and buffer your telomeres against the wear and tear of daily life. The next time you feel overwhelmed, take a slow, conscious breath. In that moment, you're not just calming your mind, you're protecting your cellular future. Sleep is your next ally. Treat sleep as sacred. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality rest each night. Go to bed and wake up at regular times. Wind down with calming rituals and keep screens out of the bedroom. Make your sleep space cool, dark, and quiet. Remember, while you sleep, your body is hard at work repairing, rebuilding, and renewing your cells, giving your telomeres a chance to recover. When it comes to exercise, consistency trumps intensity. The sweet spot is moderate aerobic activity, brisk walks, light jogs, swimming, dancing, most days of the week. Sprinkle in some strength training and occasional high-intensity intervals if you like, but always listen to your body. Overtraining without enough rest increases inflammation, which harms telomeres. The goal is to move joyfully, regularly, and sustainably. Nutrition is a cornerstone of cellular health. What you eat every day shapes your telomeres for better or worse. Focus on real whole foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legume, and healthy fats from sources like olive oil, avocados, and fatty fish. The Mediterranean diet, a pattern rich in colorful plants, clean proteins, and anti-inflammatory fats, has been repeatedly linked to longer telomeres and a lower risk of chronic disease. Herbs and spices like turmeric, ginger, and cinnamon also have protective effects. On the flip side, minimize sugar, soda, refined carbs, and processed snacks. They're the enemies of cellular youth. But it's not just about what you do alone. Human connection is a surprisingly powerful force in the science of aging. Studies show that people with strong social ties, friends, family, supportive communities, have longer telomeres and healthier lives. Loneliness and social isolation, in contrast, speed up aging at the cellular level. Make time for the people who matter. Laugh, hug, share your stories. Emotional warmth is more potent than any supplement you'll find on a pharmacy shelf. And here's an even more astonishing discovery. Your telomere health starts before you're born. The choices you make before and during pregnancy, what you eat, how you manage stress, how much you move, can shape the telomere length of your future children. Parents who smoke, eat poorly, or live in a constant state of stress tend to pass on shorter telomeres. But healthy habits, even preconception, can give your child a head start, making them more resilient for life. With all this talk of telomeres, you might be tempted by supplements that promise to activate telomerase, the enzyme that rebuilds telomeres. Some products, like TA65, claim to lengthen telomeres and slow aging. The truth? The science is still young. While there's some early promise, the long-term safety isn't clear. Too much telomerase could, in theory, encourage the uncontrolled cell growth seen in cancer. That's why leading scientists urge caution. Your lifestyle, not a pill, remains the safest and most powerful way to influence your telomeres. So, what are the pillars of lifelong vitality and healthy telomeres? First, eat real, whole food. Make your plate colorful with vegetables and fruits, load up on fiber and healthy fats, and minimize sugars and processed fare. Second, manage stress like a pro. Meditation, mindfulness, gratitude, and deep breathing are tools that belong in everyone's self-care kit. Don't sweat the small stuff. Your cells are listening. Third, prioritize sleep. Your nightly rest is when the magic of repair and renewal happens. Guard your sleep fiercely. Fourth, move your body daily. Not too much, not too little. Find the rhythm that feels right for you. Fifth, minimize exposure to toxins. Don't smoke, limit alcohol, and keep your air and water as clean as possible. Sixth, nurture your relationships. Make time for connection, laughter, and love. Social support is a vital nutrient for your body and soul. Seventh, cultivate a positive mindset. Kindness, optimism, and a sense of purpose are healing forces that ripple down to your very DNA. The science of telomeres teaches us something profound. You are not a prisoner of your genes. Every day, with every choice, you write a new chapter in your own aging story. The way you eat, sleep, move, think, and connect shapes your health at the cellular level. You have the power to slow aging from the inside out. So let today mark a new beginning. Maybe you'll choose a healthier meal, go to bed a half hour earlier, take a walk in the sunshine, or call someone you love. Perhaps you'll pause, take a breath, and let go of a worry that's been weighing you down. Each of these choices, small as they may seem, adds up, building a foundation for a longer, healthier, more vibrant life. Remember, every breath, every moment, every mindful choice is a chance to protect your telomeres and shape your future. Let this knowledge inspire you, not just to live longer, but to live better, to fill your years with energy, joy, and meaning. The science is clear. Longevity isn't just a matter of luck or genetics. It's a journey built day by day, choice by choice, breath by breath. And the most important step is the one you take today. You hold the pen, write your story well, one of strength, vitality, and youthfulness that endures, not just for decades, but for a lifetime.